Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be how neediness and not acting worthy leads to rejection. So I've got an email from a guy, and it's a slow motion train wreck. This guy was doing great. 3 months, hanging out, having fun, hooking up, got a girlfriend. And then she said something to him that triggered him and caused him to completely start doubting himself. And just the power, just totally flipped. And he went from seemingly having his act together to constantly acting needy, unworthy, undesirable, no confidence, and literally chased her right out of his life. And I'm assuming that he didn't come to find my work until after all this happened, because he's trying to figure out how did it go from being in an exclusive relationship to a few weeks later, poof, she's gone. So this is a good email to learn from, because guys that don't know any better, they behave this way, and they're literally doing the opposite of being attractive. They're being the opposite of what a woman needs and most desires in a man. So I got a quote that I wrote, and then we'll go through his email. The quote says, "One of the quickest ways to turn a woman off and cause her to lose romantic attraction is to act and feel like you are unworthy of her attention, love, affection, and time. The number one masculine strength characteristic that women find attractive in men is confidence. When a man is approval seeking and needy, this is the opposite of displaying confidence. If you push a woman away and turn her off by acting needy and unworthy to the point she ignores you or won't commit to a definite date to get together, stop all forward movement and contact with her. The quickest way to get someone else's attention is to remove yours. If she never reaches out, then you know where you stand. Women don't let men drift away who they love and desire. Only men they have no love or respect for." So let's go through his email. He says, "Hey, Coach, so I have an interesting situation. I had been dating this girl for about 3 months, and we were official for 1 week. During the 1 week we became official, she introduced me to her son, and we really seemed to hit it off. Prior to that, she had texted me every day, and I had only reached out to her about twice in the whole 3-month period. So she's doing all the pursuing. And so this is the important thing. Like when I'm doing phone sessions with guys and they tell me these kinds of stories, it's amazing to me. It's like they just don't see the difference. So the 3 months she's doing all the pursuing, they get serious, and then things completely change and their behavior changes. And then they're surprised that she disappears. So the whole time she's seeking his attention and his approval, and then it completely flips where the power is completely the opposite, where she starts acting masculine and stoic, and then he becomes unsure, needy, feminine, girly, puts her on a pedestal, and just she vanishes. So after we hung out one night, she said, 'I'll see you when I see you.' So if she says that, I'll say, 'Not if I see you first.' It's always a good response to that. To which I replied, 'Figure out your schedule and we could plan something for next week.' So when you say something like that, hey, figure out your schedule and get back to me, you got to let her do it. Because if you do that and you don't wait, you communicate neediness. The next day I asked her twice when she was free. He says, I know, trying too hard. To which she replied, 'I don't know.' Fast forward 2 days later, and I asked if she was free next Thursday, my only day off, to which she replied, 'I'm not sure.' She could tell I was getting perturbed. Bad way to go. You had all this confidence and mystery, and then just completely came unglued there in a very short period of time. So I just said, okay, let me know. I felt like I needed to give her space due to my over pursuing, so the next day I didn't text her. She also didn't reach out. So the greatest gift you can give anybody is a gift of your time, and you're trying to give her some of your time, and she's going, I don't know. I'll think about it. So you got to recognize that those are the signs of lowered attraction. Those are the signs of the kitty cat who's kind of got bored with you. And when the kitty cat gets bored with you, instead of getting upset, you should be like, all right, I can hang out with the boys. It's boys night out. Let's get together with the guys. Go work on the car. Clean the garage out. Work in your tool shed. Maybe do some projects around the house. Go see your mom. Kiss your mom. Tell your parents you love them. Call up an old friend you haven't talked to in a while or maybe lost touch with. Go do something fun. Because when a cat gets bored, you don't get butthurt. You look at it as, man, I got some time to myself. I got some peace and quiet finally. The next day, the same. So notice he's just barraging her every day. Hey, let me know your schedule. And then he doesn't wait. Hey, did you figure your schedule out yet? So he's trying to force things. He's literally starting to chase her out of his life and he can't even see that. But the first 3 months, like he did, what, 2 or 3 times he reached out total? So he's literally acting completely the opposite of the way he acted for 3 months. So the following day, I called her and left a voicemail telling her to give me a call back when she gets my message. Now he's like panicking. Come on, man. Brutal. Later that night, she had deleted all our photos off Facebook. Oh, man, he really must have freaked out at that. She's not responding. She's ignoring you, and then she's deleting all the pictures from Facebook. I feel for this guy. The average guy doesn't know what's going on, but he's completely turning her off, completely communicating, just like I talked about in the quote. He's not worthy. This triggered me, and I texted her saying, I'm trying to be an adult about this and talk it out, so call me when you get this. No reply. 2 days later, I sent her a voice message apologizing for not texting her and that I was giving her space because I felt like I was becoming too needy. No reply. So he's not recognizing. Now he's playing a game of tennis here because I say dating is like a game of tennis. You hit the ball over the net. You got to wait for her to hit it back. She didn't hit it back right away, so he goes and he gets the automatic ball machine, fills it up with like 500 balls, turns it up on full speed, and it's... So he starts barraging with balls, and what happened? She ran off the court, and she's... It's like running after the cat. The cat hauls ass, jumps the fence, and who knows when you'll see it again next. The next night, she had texted me saying it was fucked up that I didn't communicate with her for 2 days, and she felt like I ghosted her. So, this is case in point why you don't take advice from women. And so, what's going on is her attraction is dropping, and like most women, she doesn't understand why she's feeling the way she's feeling. And so she looks at it and goes, you didn't communicate with me for 2 days, so it's all your fault. Sounds logical. And he's like, I didn't text her enough. It's like he's barraging her with texts, and she's ignoring him, which is rude. She's supposed to be his girlfriend. You don't ignore your boyfriend. That's not loving. That's ratchet behavior. I took 100% of the blame, thinking this would help. But afterwards, I had become needy and insecure, feeling like I needed to text her every day so she wouldn't get mad again. Yeah, when you're at the point where you're like, I just don't want to piss her off, you've become a pleaser, and this is disgusting and unattractive. So he's doing what she said she supposedly wanted, which you got to text me more. And what does she do? Keeps jerking him around. He says this was the wrong way to go, as we basically broke up 2 weeks later, and she said she lost attraction for me. So that was an honest statement, but she doesn't understand why she lost attraction. So she says she lost attraction for me after I didn't text her for 2 days. That's what she thinks. But the reality is the reason she lost attraction for him is because he was displaying a lot of unattractive behavior. He went from being the confident, mysterious guy that she did almost 100% of the pursuing with, like 99.9% of it, that he's literally blowing up and chasing her right out of his life. And she goes, he didn't text me for 2 days, so that's why we broke up. It's nonsense. It's why so many men get confused by women, is they don't understand it. And the big problem is women don't understand this either. They don't understand how attraction works. And that's why if a guy's trying to do what the woman's telling him to do, which he did, look what happens. Blows up in his face. He says, this was the wrong way to go, as we basically broke up 2 weeks later, and she said she had lost attraction for me after I didn't text her for 2 days. We had a good breakup, and I told her I couldn't be friends and to call me if she changed her mind. Well, that part was correct. In one month of no contact, she's texted me twice. Once was a meme, and the second was a video of her son talking to me. Both texts I replied to, and she didn't reply. I know now that when she reaches out or when she contacts me, I need to try and get her out. So do you think I messed up by apologizing for not texting her? Well, if you understood how attraction worked, you would have recognized that your behavior, your unattractive behavior, is what actually turned her off. Had nothing to do with the texting, even though she told you that. I mean, it makes sense, but the reality is 1 day of not texting, 2 days in a row, and after 3 months, she's just going to discard that. But ignoring the fact that you literally blew her phone up and chased her, and she ignored you for days at a time. The reason why she was ignoring you is she was surprised at what she was feeling. She went from being really into you and you being her man to going, who is this guy? But she tells him something that sounds logical and seems to make sense. But if you look at her actions, and obviously knowing what we know in 3% Man, I mean, she did say she lost attraction, but she blamed the losing attraction because he didn't text her for 2 days. That's horse shit. She lost attraction because he acted like a bitch. Plain and simple. A needy, unworthy bitch. That's the way he acted. And so I wouldn't do anything. I'd never call her or text again for any reason. You got to remember, the first 3 months you guys were together, I think he said he texted her 2 or 3 times total. So that's what you need to go back to. That's what got her to fall in love with you. That's what got her to want to be exclusive with you. And as soon as you did the opposite, as soon as you started doing 100% of pursuing, you chased her right out of your life. She wanted nothing to do with you. She ignored you. So you have to look at that and go, obviously that behavior is unattractive. When you did nothing for 3 months, she was all over you. So if you look at that, her explanation, but her actions show you if you got away with texting her 2-3 times total in 3 months, the fact you didn't text her for 2 days is bullshit. That's not the reason. It's your unattractive behavior. And so you should be following what's in 7 Principles Get an X Back. She broke it off with you, therefore she's got to fix it. And therefore she has to do 100% of the calling, texting, and pursuing from now on going forward. So the next time she reaches out, just say, hey, it's awesome to hear from you. Love to see you. Let's make dinner together. Invite her to your place to make dinner together. Don't meet her out. Don't pick her up. Don't go for coffee. Don't have the talk, or we need to talk on the phone, or anything serious. Girls just want to have fun. Hang out, have fun, hook up. That's it. Your job in the courtship is to create an opportunity for sex to happen. And so if she texts you a meme, hey, it's great to hear from you. That's funny. Great meme, whatever she happens to be. And say, I want to see you. I want to see your face. And then invite her over to make dinner. But if she tries to get you to meet her for coffee or do platonic things, you're going to politely decline it, using the responses right out of 7 Principles Get an X Back. But if and then the second time she, I guess, sent a video of her son talking to him, I would have said, oh, that's cute. We should all get together. Or I'd love to see you. Invite her over for dinner. And then if she won't make plans, then next time she sends you a meme or a video of her son, just give it the thumbs up. If you got iMessage and your phone, just give her the thumbs up. Or, hey, that's cute. Like it. But don't invite her to do anything after that. And one of 2 things will happen. She'll either bring up getting together or she'll disappear from your life forever. But at this point, you should be following 7 Principles Get an X Back. But the key thing to understand about this is the first 3 months that led to you getting into a relationship, you texted her 2 or 3 times total. That worked. That caused her to seek your attention and validation, which is what women naturally, instinctively do anyways. You don't tell them to do that. You don't manipulate them to do that. They're just naturally wired to do that. And you were acting masculine up until that week after you guys got serious. And then it just completely changed. You started acting like a needy, insecure jackass. And you ran her right out of your life. So it's a bad way to go. And that crap about, oh, you didn't text me, it's nonsense. If you look at her actions and bottom line her actions, if that was true, there's no way you could have gone 3 months with only texting her once or twice or 3 times. That would have just never happened. You would have never got serious. So what changed was your behavior. You went from not pursuing her at all and she's all over you to as soon as you started chasing her, she ghosted you and ignored you because it was turning her off. And she didn't understand why it was turning her off. She knew she lost attraction for you, but she didn't understand why. That's why you got to read the book 10 to 15 times, because you did the opposite of what it teaches. So if you got a question or a challenge, you'd like to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.